Someone once asked me, if you can sum up how you feel about David in one word, what would it be? And at the time, I struggled to find that answer, and it wasn't because I couldn't think of anything. It was because I thought of everything. And then that was my word, everything. Because you are everything to me. You're my best friend, the person I want to do all my adventures with. You are the person that matches my weird in the best way possible. You are my biggest cheerleader and supporter for any race that I have ever signed up for, and I'm forever thankful for that.
Oh, wow.
Oh. Already crying, it's not good.
Just have a moment, look at each other.
Oh.
It is my honor to welcome you all to be our guests, to witness the marriage of Jaclyn and David aboard the beautiful Disney Dream. Surrounded today by the magic and the whimsy of Disney, it is extremely appropriate to celebrate this monumentous occasion in such a beautiful setting. But typically, when thinking of the magic of Disney and one's wedding day, the mind would instantly think of your typical love story or fairy tale. For Jaclyn and David, though, their love story can better be modeled around an episode of The Twilight Zone.
It says, Dad, out of all the walks we've taken, this one is my favorite.
So, in typical Rod Serling fashion, let us begin. You unlock this door with the key of not only imagination, but love. Beyond it is another dimension. A dimension where two strangers meet for the first time at a tall and terrifying thrill ride in Disney's Hollywood studios. A dimension where two young bellhops share a flirtatious look while reenacting every move of Fantasmic in the stroller parking lot area. A dimension where a relationship blossoms across several states, on the trails of ultramarathons, and in theme parks both domestically and internationally. And oddest of all, a dimension where what started as a joke turned into a newly engaged couple giving their blessing for a podcast co-host to have the honor of serving as their officiant. You've just crossed over into the Twilight Zone. Sci-fi television shows and Disney attractions aside, Jaclyn and David, your love story has shown no limits. Your relationship has shown that adventure is out there. You have shared countless memories together stateside, explored the beauty of Disneyland Paris, got engaged in Tokyo Disneyland, and now start your lives as husband and wife on Disney Cruise Line.
Well, it's about time. Sorry it took so long to get here, but I'm glad that I'm finally here with you. It still feels like yesterday when we first met that one night at Fantasmic, which, by the way, you also nailed that finale really well.
Thank you.
Honestly, I would have never guessed from that moment that it would start one of the greatest journeys yet. When we were about to start dating, my family was helping me through one of the toughest moments of my life. I was gone from a job that I cherished very much. I was no longer living in a city that I'd built a life at, and I was certain I was never going to be able to finish school or reach the future that I would want. It looked pretty uncertain, but when you reached out that week, something clicked like the old days, and I knew everything was going to be okay.
You are the person that even when you've had a rough day at work, you still look at me when you get home, run to me with your biggest smile on your face, plant a kiss, or simply take my hand and we start slow dancing, even when there's no music playing. You are also the person that's made a number that many find unlucky become my absolute favorite. 13 is the number that plays big significance at Tower of Terror at Disney where we first met. Friday, September 13th is the day we got engaged. During our time at Disney, we also worked at Fantasmic. And there is that one night, 13 years ago, that stands out from the rest. When we were working at the stroller pad and the show was going on, we thought it'd be so much fun to reenact the entire thing because no one's looking, so we could do whatever. And when it got to the part in the show where all the princes and princesses were dancing, you took my hand and we also slow danced. And in that moment, it was the first time that I really saw you as more than just a friend.
Having heard these beautiful vows, true promises to one another, Jaclyn, do you take David to be your husband, your best friend through every storm and every sunset, promising to love him to infinity and beyond?
I do.
David, do you take Jaclyn to be your wife, your best friend through every storm and every sunset, promising to love her to infinity and beyond?
I do.
With everyone gathered here today and the magic of the sea as our witness, I now pronounce you husband and wife. As you set sail on your journey as husband and wife, let the names of all the Disney Cruise Line vessels guide your marriage henceforth. May magic fill your hearts to always stay young. May wonder always fill your minds with curiosity. Let fantasy drive you to continue your worldwide adventures. Wish for the best in one another. Treasure the time that you spend together. Let destiny be your guide to achieve your goals individually and together as one. And finally, let dreams be your guide to love and happiness all the days of your lives. David, you may now kiss your bride. I am very excited to announce for the first time in public, Mr. and Mrs. David and Jaclyn Molina.
Hi, so I'm John. I'm best man David's brother-in-law, now Jack's brother-in-law. So I've been, racking my brain, just trying to think about what to say and everything like that for for David, for Jaclyn. Kind of like they mentioned in their vows, how do you encapsulate talking about two people? So definitely marriage is great. Marriage is awesome. It's bumpy, it's crazy, it's fun. You go through highs, you go through lows, but the highs more than outweigh the lows. If you're ever upset at each other, that's totally fine. That just means you love each other that much. So, as is tradition, whenever welcoming into the Molina family, Jack, you are now an honorary Puerto Rican. Please come and collect your Vicks Vapor Rub. Let's all toast David and Jack for having their wedding on this really fun cruise, for being in love with each other, just for the people they are, and two hell of a great families coming together to celebrate. So thank you guys so much. Cheers to the couple. God bless your marriage.
So for those of you that don't know me, I'm Jackie's dad, Mike, Jack. You absolutely took my breath away during that first showing. I had a little princess on my arm. You don't know how special that is for a girl dad. And as I said to your sister, dreams do come true. And I promised I wouldn't cry. If 40 years plus of law enforcement has taught me anything, it's to be able to recognize a quality man when I meet him. And son, you check off all the boxes. You've committed to taking care of my daughter for the rest of her life and yours, to starting the next adventure really right now. And frankly, I give Jackie to you to protect, to love, and to pursue happiness in everything that you do, wherever you guys choose to do it.
And I know we started out as friends and then date later on in life, but if I'm to admit it, from that night we slow danced, it has only ever been you that I thought of. And imagine spending the rest of my life with. Always. Long distance is never easy, and I'm forever thankful that we took that leap of faith, even if it was later in life. So as I stand here with you, I vow to continue to slow dance with you throughout the rest of our lives, as we did when we first met. I vow to always be here for you and to always love you. I vow to always be your biggest cheerleader and supporter. And you know, maybe someday, if I ever convince you to do a race, you and I, we're gonna be running buddies. So I always vow to be your running buddy whenever that day comes. I truly believe that you are my greatest adventure in life, and I cannot wait to spend the rest of my life with you. I vow all this to you because you are my everything. Ti amo, mi querido.